Hela versus Ares. War goddess versus god of war. Imagine a tumultuous battlefield where the skies are ablaze with cosmic fire, and the ground quakes under the weight of titanic forces. On one side stands Hela, the Asgardian goddess of death, her piercing gaze and ominous headdress casting a shadow over the realm. On the opposite side, Ares, the Olympian god of war, clad in battle-worn armor, his sword dripping with the essence of countless victories. The air crackles with energy as these two deities prepare to clash in an epic confrontation that could shake the very foundations of the universe. Crossed swords fire. What's up, fellow myth enthusiasts and comic book connoisseurs? Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into legendary face-offs and mythical mayhem. Today, we're throwing down the gauntlet between two of the most formidable figures in all of mythology and comics. Hela, the goddess of death, versus Ares, the god of war. Who's ready to witness a showdown of godlike proportions? Hooray! Will Hela's mastery over death and necromancy tip the scales in her favor? Or can Ares' unparalleled prowess in warfare and strategic genius outflank the inevitable? Stick around as we break down their powers, feats, and potential strategies in this ultimate battle of immortals. Let's dive in. Cool rocket. Hela, the Asgardian goddess of death. So, let's kick things off with Hela's mythological roots. In Norse mythology, Hel, or Hela, is the daughter of Loki, the trickster god, and the giantess Angerboda. She's tasked with ruling over Helheim and Niflheim, the realms where those who die of sickness or old age find themselves. Not exactly the warmest welcome in the afterlife, right? Cold face. What's fascinating is that she's often depicted with a body that's half alive and half dead, a physical manifestation of her dominion over the living and the deceased. Her role is pivotal in Norse cosmology, balancing the cycle of life and death. Now, sliding over to the Marvel Universe, Hela made her first appearance in Journey into Mystery, number 102, way back in 1964, courtesy of the dynamic duo Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. In the comics, she's the Asgardian goddess of death and a major thorn in Thor's side. Cloud with lightning with ambitions beyond her station, she often seeks to expand her realm by any means necessary, including challenging Odin himself. Alright, let's unpack Hela's formidable arsenal. She possesses superhuman strength, stamina, and durability that rival even the mightiest of Asgardians. She's capable of lifting well over 100 tons, putting her on par with heavy hitters like Thor and the Hulk. Her true power, however, lies in her control over death. She can command legions of the dead, summon mystical weapons like necroswords, and project destructive energy beams. Hela's hand of glory allows her to kill or age her victims with a mere touch. Plus, her regenerative healing factor makes her nearly impossible to kill. Basically, she's the ultimate necromancer with a serious upgrade. Black Heart. Hela's resume is nothing short of impressive. She's gone toe-to-toe with Thor multiple times, even managing to shatter his hammer, Mjolnir, in certain storylines. She's conquered realms, defeated entire armies single-handedly, and even brought about Ragnarok, the prophesied end of Asgard, in various narratives. Despite her overwhelming power, Hela isn't invincible. Her abilities are strongest within the realms of Asgard. Outside of her domain, her powers wane, making her more vulnerable. Additionally, her overconfidence and ambition can cloud her judgment, leaving openings for clever opponents. Ares, the Olympian god of war. Switching gears to Greek mythology, Ares is the son of Zeus and Hera, embodying the brutal and violent aspects of war. Unlike his half-sister Athena, who represents strategic warfare, Ares symbolizes sheer aggression and the chaotic bloodlust of battle. He wasn't exactly the most beloved deity among the Greeks, often portrayed as moody and bloodthirsty. In the DC universe, Ares made his first appearance in Wonder Woman, number 1 in 1942, created by William Moulton Marston. As a primary antagonist to Wonder Woman, Ares seeks to incite conflict and thrive off the resulting havoc. He's not just about physical prowess. He's also a master manipulator, orchestrating wars and conflicts to fuel his power. It's all about that war energy, baby. High voltage. Ares brings a formidable set of abilities to the table. His superhuman strength and durability allow him to battle heavyweights like Superman and Wonder Woman. He can teleport, shapeshift, and is immortal. Aging isn't a concern when you're a god. More intriguingly, Aries can manipulate reality to a degree, especially when it involves conflict. He can incite anger and discord in others, amplifying aggression to spark wars. Plus, he absorbs the psychic energy produced by warfare, which only makes him stronger the more conflict there is. Aries has some epic achievements under his belt. He's manipulated entire pantheons, instigated wars that span galaxies, and even challenged Zeus himself. In one storyline, he nearly plunged the world into endless chaos by merging the realms of gods and men. He's gone head-to-head with Wonder Woman multiple times, sometimes even besting her. However, Aries isn't without his vulnerabilities. His arrogance and overconfidence often lead to his undoing. He can be injured by weapons forged by gods or imbued with divine energy, like Wonder Woman's magical arsenal. Moreover, if peace prevails and conflict diminishes, his power wanes. Setting the stage. Battle conditions. Time to set the scene for this colossal clash. We'll place our combatants in a neutral pocket dimension, a blend of Asgardian grandeur and Olympian majesty. Picture a realm with floating islands, ancient ruins, and mystical energies swirling in the air. There's no inherent advantage for either, leveling the playing field. Ground rules are simple. No external help, no interruptions from other gods or heroes. Both Hela and Aries are at their maximum power levels, unrestricted and ready to rumble. It's a straight-up duel to determine who truly reigns supreme. Comparative analysis. Let's get analytical. Both Hela and Aries boast superhuman strength. Hela's feats include lifting colossal structures and battling Thor to a standstill. Aries has clashed with Superman-level beings, demonstrating might that can shake worlds. When it comes to combat skills, Aries might have the edge. As the god of war, he's mastered every form of combat across time, armed and unarmed. Hela is no slouch either, with expertise in Asgardian warfare and mastery over various weapons. It's a classic matchup of refined skill versus raw power. Magically speaking, Hela controls the forces of death. She can summon the dead, manipulate souls, and unleash destructive energy blasts. Her necromancy is potent, allowing her to overwhelm opponents with sheer numbers. Aries, on the other hand, can manipulate emotions, inciting rage and conflict. He can siphon the energy from battles to bolster his strength. Additionally, his reality warping abilities, though not as pronounced as some, can alter the battlefield to his advantage. It's death magic versus war manipulation, a clash of esoteric powers. Tactical intelligence. Aries is a master strategist, orchestrating conflicts on a cosmic scale. His understanding of warfare is unparalleled, allowing him to predict and counter enemy tactics effectively. Hela, while strategic, often relies on overwhelming force. However, she has centuries of experience ruling Hell, dealing with treacherous souls and cunning adversaries. Underestimating her intellect would be a grave mistake, pun intended. Both are immortal with incredible durability. Hela can regenerate from devastating attacks, and her Asgardian physiology makes her resistant to most forms of damage. Ares' endurance is virtually limitless, especially when fueled by conflict. He can fight indefinitely as long as there's strife to feed his powers. In a prolonged battle, Ares might gain the upper hand, but Hela's relentless assault could tip the scales. It's a stamina game. The hypothetical battle. Opening moves. The clash begins with Ares attempting to destabilize Hela by summoning shadowy figures from wars past to distract her. Hela responds by unleashing a barrage of necroswords, each homing in on Ares with deadly precision. The battlefield erupts into chaos as their initial attacks test each other's defenses. Collision. Mid-battle shifts. Realizing the direct approach isn't sufficient, Ares shifts tactics. He manipulates the environment, twisting the terrain to his advantage, creating chasms and erupting volcanoes. Hela counters by summoning her undead army, commanding them to swarm Ares from all sides. The god of war smiles, drawing strength from the escalating conflict. He channels this energy into powerful blasts aimed directly at Hela. High voltage. Climax of the fight. As the fight reaches its zenith, the fabric of the pocket dimension begins to tear under the strain of their powers. Hela, tapping into the dark energies of Hell, attempts to envelop Ares in a death shroud, a force capable of extinguishing even divine life. Ares, summoning the totality of war's fury, unleashes the annihilation storm, a cataclysmic surge of destructive energy. The collision of these ultimate attacks creates a blinding explosion. When the dust settles, only one figure remains standing, or do they both fall? Potential outcomes. Scenario 1. Hela's victory. In one possible outcome, Hela's death shroud overcomes Ares, nullifying his ability to regenerate and siphon energy. Immobilized by the very essence of death, Ares succumbs to Hela's power. She claims victory, her dominion extending even over the god of war. Scenario 2. Ares' victory. Alternatively, Ares withstands Hela's assault by drawing upon the infinite conflicts across the multiverse. Empowered beyond measure, he breaks free from the death shroud and strikes Hela with the Blade of War, a weapon capable of severing immortal souls. Of course, there's the possibility that neither can secure an absolute win. Their powers could be so evenly matched that the battle perpetuates indefinitely. Perhaps the sheer destruction forces them to acknowledge the futility of their conflict. Expert opinions. Scholar perspectives. Mythology scholars might argue that death is the natural conclusion to war, giving Hela an inherent advantage. However, as long as war exists, death follows, suggesting an endless cycle between these two forces. Books. Comic book analysts. Comic experts point out that cross-universe battles are always tricky. Some believe that Ares' strategic mind and adaptability give him the edge over Hela's raw power. Others contend that Hela's control over life and death trumps Ares' manipulation of conflict. Fans are divided. Some theorize that Hela could exploit Ares' arrogance, trapping him in hell forever. Others suggest that Ares could incite rebellion within Hela's own ranks, turning her undead army against her. Conclusion. Recap of key points. So, we've navigated the intricate powers, feats, and weaknesses of both Hela and Ares. Hela wields the forces of death, commands legions of the undead, and possesses immense magical abilities. Ares thrives on conflict, can manipulate emotions, and brings unparalleled strategic acumen to the battlefield. Ultimately, declaring a definitive winner is tough. Both deities operate on such a high level that the outcome could hinge on the smallest variable, a split-second decision, a clever feint, or an unexpected twist. And that's the beauty of pitting such iconic figures against each other. Now it's your turn. Who do you think would win this epic showdown? Do you side with Hela's dominion over death or Ares' indomitable war spirit? Drop your thoughts, theories, and epic battle narratives in the comments below. Outro. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. You guys are the best, and I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. Folded hands if you're new here and love delving into legendary battles and mythological deep dives. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon. We've got a treasure trove of content coming your way. Bell. Next up, we're exploring the enigmatic realms of magic with a showdown between Doctor Strange and John Constantine. You won't want to miss this clash of mystic arts. Stay tuned. Man-Mage Sparkles.